Bitcoin, February 8th, 2026. Weekly macro update. We'll start with the Bitcoin monthly time frame. Price action has been rising over the months. Price action has been going up until we have a dip. That went drastically down November, sideways in December. Bearish, downside, January, and starting off bearish with February. This is just the beginning of the month, so what we want is more a pullback before we get a rip back up. So this may be a good beginning, since it's just the beginning of the month. I call it a dip before the rip. Possible moment. So we'll keep an eye on that for Bitcoin on a monthly time frame. On a weekly time frame, we have price action above the 200 MA. That is bullish overall. See that we came down and we're just about to touch the 200 MA. So how it reacts off of this is key, and it did. I'm getting so close and almost hitting that 200 MA, and then bounces back up. This strength back up is a bounce that could be holding. But since we have some more news coming up this week, high impact news, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Who knows, it can probably do another dump past to touch this 200 MA and then come back up as well. That's a possibility, because this 200 MA is about right here, this low, and then you have this low here below it as well too, at about 83. So that's a possibility. But then we can go back up here to this possible liquidity of about 74.3 as well up here. So it's between these two guys on a weekly time frame. We came with these lower highs, so now we need a bump up to get above this high here to truly get a change of character for the week. On a daily time frame, we have price action went down below the 200 MA. 200 MA turns down pretty significantly. Lower highs, definitely showing bearishness, and we got this lower low, then this low or this low here, so that shows weakness. Now we're seeing if this is a lower low is completed, or if we have a ramp back up to this high or this high up here. That's the question. On our time frame, we got price action went below the 200 MA, showing weakness. Got a spike down, little mini spike, and then another one that's probably about to form right here as well too. Maybe another mini spike. But overall, still bearish to the downside. 15 minute. Went sideways, down under 200 MA, showing weakness. Slightly above the 200 MA, so kind of pulling it up. So as far as the 15 minute, it's slightly above the 200, which is slightly bearish, but I can't say this is confirmed yet. It's just riding 200 MA above. But it's sustainable. I can't bet on that yet. So if we go back to this here on the 15 minute frame, we can see that price action went down, went sideways and accumulating now, but we still have this remaining CME Gap above, starting around 78,000 all the way up to 84,000. So if pricing action can get above this midpoint and above all the way up to 84, that's definitely a change of character to upside for bullishness. Because, and of course, for this week we had no CME Gap forming. There's one tiny one right here that formed, but instantly closed. So, but this one remains all the way back from February 1st. So that's something to keep an eye of as a potential magnet back to the upside. Let's go down and talk about the news. The news we got here going on is from February to February 6th. we got updated to this week coming up. Monday we have nothing. Tuesday we have red folders. Wednesday we have a bunch of red folders. Thursday and Friday, so all of it is red folders except for Monday. We have NFP, which changed from last week to this week, so that's a little change in a schedule. Unemployment and all these are market drivers to be aware of, so we'll keep an eye out for those, and they can create some volatility to the upside or to the downside. But that is the summary for February 8th monthly macro update for Bitcoin.